Hello everybody, my name is Olga Karchiga and I'm a marketing consultant with Quantum Group Inc. I would like to welcome you to the webinar brought to you by Quantum Group Inc. This is the first webinar in our carbon monoxide security series. We will have webinars on a monthly basis. Just in case you miss one of them, you will be able to find our recorded versions at qginc.com and pro.qginc.com. Now I would like to introduce our presenter, Dr. Mark Goldstein, the founder and CEO of Quantum Group Inc.
Thank you, Olga. Quantum Group is pleased to present to you today the carbon monoxide in-field testing we call BEST test. This addresses the needs put out by NFPA for carbon monoxide testing. You would be testing our Model 1224, it's the COSTAR Model 1224, and the alarm or carbon monoxide detector that are used in systems must be, according to NFPA 720, tested at the time of installation and annually thereafter. Now, it is the responsibility of the end user and the installer to test the units as required by local inspectors and by the NFPA where it is adopted. Types of testing. There are two types of testing. There's an accelerated test and there's what we call the BEST test. They're basically two different types of testing. The accelerated test, you press a button that makes your alarm much more sensitive, and therefore you can test it in a shorter period of time. However, that's not what happens in the real world, so it's not a real-world test. BEST test is the only way that you can test the alarm is in a real-world condition. That is unaccelerated, the normal mode. Now, it is easy to do. All you need is an elastic cover, or any enclosure will do. There are plunger enclosures and different types around. Anything that makes a seal can be used. And a can of carbon monoxide or a source of carbon monoxide so that you can put it into the container in the enclosure. Here's an example. Make sure the Model 1224, sir, is energized by simply pressing the button, and you will get it go through a test mode. It takes a few seconds. Then cover the alarm with the elastic cover. It's a transparent plastic, and it looks a little bit like this, and you put the seal either through an opening that's covered by tape, or you can just pull the edge off, stick it in, squirt it in, count 10 seconds, use a watch, or just count 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. We use a gas that is 2,800 or slightly higher, 3,000, up to 5,000. For safety reasons, we don't go over 5,000. So any of those gases are acceptable. You can buy them on the internet, or you can buy them from us. Quickly remove your nozzle. Make sure the plastic cap elastic makes a seal around the alarm. And then you go on and do the next one. The 1224 should issue an alarm signal within 4 to 15 minutes. more closely around 8 to 10 minutes. If you go on to the next room and then the next room, by the time you get to the third or fourth one, the first alarm will probably be going off. And then you just remove that cover and you can reuse it and go to the next room. So if you're doing a hotel or if you're doing an apartment complex or whatever, it's relatively the same. The important thing, the most important thing is that you remove the cover, because if you don't, the alarm may not respond to, and somebody may die or become seriously injured. So it's very important to remove the cover. And of course you want to reuse the cover. You can use it many times with, eventually the elastic will wear out. Now the red LED you see is shown on the next slide. After the unit has recovered, you can retest it again in 10 to 15 minutes as needed. If you want more information about best tests, you can visit our website, qginc.com. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Mark, there's a question that just came in. The question is, how much more time does it take to do the best test compared to the accelerated test?
Yes, if you have a small motel or a hotel with hundreds of units, the time difference isn't going to be very much. If you did the accelerated test, it would take you time t. It would take you time t plus, say, 10 to 15 minutes for the best test, because once you get started with the best test, it's only the last alarms that you have to wait for. And therefore, it won't be, for if it's 20 rooms or if it's 100 rooms, it's still going to be 10 to 15 minutes longer. And that's basically it for that question. Any other questions, Olga?
I don't see any other questions, Mark. Thank you, Dr. Goldstein, for your presentation, and we would like to thank our guest for joining us today. We hope that you will be able to join our next seminar, and we are going to be talking about the new 520 hertz NFPA requirement. We will have the recorded version of this webinar available on our website today, and we'll do our best to send a link to the recorded version to all our participants. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.